If your report's got multiple pivot tables and you've got multiple slicers attached to them, then you're making your users work too hard. I'm going to show you a simple trick where you can make one slicer control multiple pivot tables. This can be so great for analyzing reports, but also this is going to work for graphs as well. And so let's get started on it. In this data set that I have here, we have over 1,000 records of various projects that are being run by a provincial health region. And we can see in it that we've got a budget, an actual, and a variance. And we want to be able to compare those and see how we're doing. I also noticed that we can break it down by health region, by department, by account code. So let's get started into that. I'm going to click into the table and go to table design, and I'm going to hit summarize with pivot table. It says it's going to put it into a new worksheet. I'm okay with that, so I hit OK. Always I take the value first. I can take the budget and put that into the values. Then I'm going to break it down by account code in the rows and by department in the columns. I'm going to select my columns, make them a little wider. Perfect. We've made our first report. Now, when I go into this pivot table, an important thing to do is to go to the name, and I'm going to rename this PVT, all lowercase, and I'm going to call this one budget. Now I want to make an identical report, but for the actuals. So a simple way to do that is I'm going to just select this whole table. I'm going to go to the edge and grab it and hold Control while I drag, and it just makes a copy. So now I've made a whole copy of this pivot table. I'm going to get rid of the budget. I'm going to put in the actual, and I'm going to rename this one PVT actual. And I'm going to do exactly the same thing again with my variance. Hold Control, grab the edge, pull it down, and I've made a copy. And in this one here, I'll get rid of the actuals, and I'm going to put in the variance. And I'm going to rename it PVT variance. Okay, I can get rid of this now. I don't need this. And what I want to do here is I want to add a slicer. So I'll go to the budget one. I'm going to insert a slicer, and I'm going to do a slicer by health region. Move it over here. Resize. Okay, and now when I click on the slicer, you're going to see that it slices by the various health regions, and it gives me different data for each one, but it's only changing this one report. So that means I have to do similar for each one of these. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to clear the slicer. I'm going to click on the heading of it, where the title is. And when I click on the heading, I'm going to see the slicer ribbon come up. And here under report connections, I can click in and I can see all the pivot tables that are available. And I'm going to connect this to all three pivot tables. So the one slicer can be connected to multiple pivot tables. I'm going to hit OK. And now when I run the slicer, it slices all of the data. If I make charts based on these pivot tables, then the slicer will also control these charts. This is going to be a key skill for when we start setting up our dashboard. All this content that we've covered today is in our Excel dashboards course. If you're interested in taking that or other Excel courses, please check us out at powerconcepts.ca, and we're looking forward to helping you. Thanks.